Okay. Hello there, Evan. I'm going to do a demo review of this Anubis game from the Pop Flash. Um, yeah, so I know that you're not necessarily super tapped into Anubis, so I don't remember what happens in this game. I do know that you don't frag super well. Um, I don't remember any specific round. I think we win this game, like 16-13. Okay, so immediately, you should not be stopping in this doorway ever, especially as like you're not the first person in for sure. But like, yeah, I mean, yeah, stopping there is pretty bad. Um, you should just be like, honestly, you should just be fully, like, your teammate's gonna come here and probably continue fighting this. You should be taking space somewhere because as like the second guy in, basically on like a pistol round, you're just kind of trying to make space for your team. Like if you're just stopping in this doorway, you're blocking your team and you're all just like standing here like waiting to get shot, and like, you know, this person here and this person E-box, like with USPs, are gonna have you know, they're, it's a longer range fight, like they're just favored in those engagements. So like even though it's gonna maybe give you slightly less of a chance of getting a kill, like you should just be swinging hard onto this pillar, either fighting this guy, like pre-aiming backside or pre-aiming E-box. Just like who's over here? Oh, we have no one here, right? No, we do. Who is that? Okay, you didn't fully stop, but yeah, like on his screen it looks like you're moving a little bit more, but like if you just fully swing out to the left here, like he has so much more to like worry about, whereas like if you're just kind of standing in the doorway, you're slowing down your teammates and you're all just kind of grouped together. And it's just like way easier for him to just kind of spam and get kills. Nice try by Dan. Yeah, I would say if you're gonna buy P250, I would go for like some kind of close B main play. I feel like honestly buying Deagle is probably better, and that's not, I don't know, that's not really your fault. I would say like spamming through that smoke with the P250 is probably gonna get you killed a lot of the time because you are making tracers. And, like the chance of you killing someone versus like them bursting through with an MP9 or something, like, you know, they're probably gonna kill you there. I don't know. It's just one of those save rounds where you guys aren't really coordinated, so not a whole lot you can do. But yeah, I would say maybe going for like some kind of like close A main play with like a P250 is going to be a little bit better, just because like, you know, it's going to be a little bit better in those close fights. But yeah, AK Molly here. Yeah, I mean, nothing really wrong with this, like just taking this fight here. You know, your team should have info that they're not pushing mid. And you just kind of lose the gunfight there. I would say, like, with that Molly, like, I don't know. I don't think there's anything super mechanically wrong there. Like, you just sort of lost that gunfight to Level. Just go back 15 seconds, look at it from Level's POV. I mean, you swung out kind of wide, but I don't know. Not the hugest deal. Like, you did just kind of lose a gunfight there. I would say, like, I don't know, it's hard. You don't have the E-box, like, smoke there. So I would say if you don't have, like, a teammate who's kind of fighting that with you, just sort of, like, a lot of times it's a better idea to... Is it going to let me free cam? Like, if you're coming down here with two people, have, like, one person post, like, here, kind of hold, and then the other person can kind of walk up. And then with, you know, that molly you have is, like, if you have someone posted and you're able to get up here, either when Level swings out and is fighting your teammate, you can kind of swing out and double peek. Or, like, once you kind of walk up, you can bounce your molly off this and clear out E-box. But yeah, I mean, you just kind of lost a gunfight there. You could have played a little more coordinated with your teammate, but it's not the end of the world. Just have a Deagle here. I guess you guys were just going for, like, a B pop. Yeah, that's fine. You guys get that kill, and now you're taking space. Yeah, you should probably be scaling a little bit faster there, but also you did pick up the bomb, so that's, yeah, I don't think there's really anything super wrong here. Okay, yeah, you have a teammate in the E-box, so that's a fine place to reload, spam the smoke. And then you guys know where this guy is, so you're just doing him. Yeah. That's pretty much fun. So let's see what you're gonna do with your utility. Yeah, that's do not molly E-box like that. You're like, let's go back 15 seconds and I'm just gonna free cam and go over there and like let's just watch that from the E-box guy's POV, because they like, you can be like right about here by the time the best E-box guy spawn is going to be there, but like look at this from their POV. Like, that's so long that they can just be peeking out and killing you. Definitely not bad to molly E-box, but there's a smoke that you can throw to sort of like smoke that off. Ooh, I skipped back on accident. But yeah, I would say if you're going to be scaling canal like that, you need to be keeping your gun out all the time, or you need to have someone post for you. Because this molly doesn't even go deep enough to stop the peak, really. Like, they can definitely peek on the back of that and not really be taking damage. Clearing the angles looks fine. You're getting shot in the back because you guys don't really have aim in control. Yeah, that's fine. Perfect. Like, your crosshair placement there is really good for, like, Dan to reswing. Yeah, let's watch this again. Nice shot there. And then you are, I mean, I would say you don't want to be, like, you're kind of, let's go back 15 seconds again. Like, watch, after you kill this guy who's behind you, watch how you're, like, you're starting to walk, like, not really looking at the angle. Like, you probably want to turn around and actually be pre-aiming this. Like, while you're still in this corner, you want to, like, turn around, pre-aim this, and then strafe out. You're, like, turning around and strafing at the same time, which is a little bit messy. But yeah, great crosshair placement there to, like, catch level on the reswing. Yeah, good shit. Really calm shot on that first guy, too. Like, you didn't freak out when you're getting shot. You know, very calm adjustment. Let's see. And I guess whoever 5 is just going to save. Yeah. You guys aren't playing super coordinated, I will say, but it is a pug. We definitely need to teach you some utility for A main and E-box. Nice shot. You're peeking a little wide there. Like, if that person has an M4, you might be dying. But yeah, nothing super wrong with that, I would say. And that's a good molly. Checking that is good. Yeah, I was gonna say you look a little not ready for that fight. And you're just kind of walking into the angles, like, let's go back 15 seconds again. I'm gonna watch him here. I want to free cam. Like, let's say, like, you know, this is a pretty common angle for, like, a rifler or even an opera to post up. And, like, watch how you're just, like, slowly, like, if there's an opera posted here, that's such an easy kill for them. And you're just not ready for that close door angle either. I would say, like, if you're going to be pushing mid like that, you probably want a teammate posting on, like, mid house. Especially when you guys had 5 alive there. Because you're just kind of giving an unnecessary opening by sort of, like, walking up, not really clearing that, but yeah. And you're coming down here, going out. Yeah, exactly. See, that was way, like, one of you guys was posted here, the other one's throwing the molly. Again, it's a little sketchy because, like, if they peek first and they kill you, then this guy still has a grenade out. Like, a lot of times if you have an op, you want the op to be posted here. You guys don't have an op here, so, like, I don't know. This is pretty much fine for a pug. Like, one of you guys is posted, the other one is throwing the molly, so that's really good. I guess you guys are just doing an E-box crawl here. I don't remember what happens in this round at all. Oh, you just hear all of us pushing mid, so you guys are probably just gonna go out B. I don't think that flash really does anything. Let's watch that. Let's watch where that flash goes. Okay, actually, that might not be bad, actually. I think that's a pretty valid flash, because, like, that's going to blind this guy. That's probably going to blind this guy. You don't really need to flash pizza there, but, yeah. Okay. I think that flash is kind of fine. Actually, yeah. Never mind. That's a good flash. You're not blinding your teammate there, because it's landing behind the pillar, so... Yep. Nice job staying calm, not overcommitting that strike. But I don't need to reload there. Yeah, that's pretty much fun. That's a good flash. Better play in E-box there. Yeah, peeking like this. Yeah, I mean, you can peek on top of that box like that. You are obviously like exposing yourself to pizza and like, let's go back 15 and I'll look at it from free cam. But like if there's an opper playing like right here, it'll let me, how does it do this? If there's an opper playing here, like you're very visible there, and I don't know that you're gonna have the best angle. And then yeah, you're just not ready for Ting to peek there at all. You're like pulling out a grenade while you're up there as well, while you're peeking, which, you know, is a bad idea. That's a good molly, you're just throwing it a little bit too late. Alright. This is another situation where I'm just not really sure what you guys... I guess you guys are trying to crunch B, but I don't know that you really have, like, info for this. But we'll see. Let's see. That's just unfortunate that it bounces like that. Yeah, a little bit messy on the clear, like you expose yourself to two angles at once. B site is just kind of hard like that. And yeah, I mean, you're just kind of like jumping across there, like you are killable by an op there. What does that molly do? Does it do anything? Where's that landing? Okay, I mean, that's not a terrible molly. Like, probably, if you're going to be mollying this, I don't know if what the comms were, whether that you knew that smoke was coming down or not. I would say if you're going to be throwing a molly, it's better to probably use it here or backside, or even, like, you don't really have an angle to get it into E-box, but I would say, like, if B-main's smoked and you have a molly and you want to throw it, like, throwing it into temple or backside is going to be a lot more valuable, and it's a lot easier to just kind of, like, line those up on the fly through the B-main smoke. But yeah, I mean, that molly's not bad. You are exposing yourself a little bit, but at the end of the world. And yeah, I don't think this strat is really working. It's like you guys are just, I mean, you're not IGLing this, but you guys are just like making noise B main for the entire round. Then I guess you're going to try and go into B. Yeah. Dan just kind of realizes that you guys are stuck and is trying to make a play. Okay, so you should just get a straight up gunfight here. And I think after Ting... Yeah, I think after Ting gets that kill, you should probably go full silent. Because, like, we definitely heard steps B main, but we killed the flank, right? Like, there was a flank who died, I believe. What happens here? Yeah, there is a guy flanking middle. Who we kill, right? We kill 3? Yeah, we kill 3. So they know the bomb is here, but you're full silent at this point. You could already be walking back towards mid. Ting gets this kill. And then I guess the idea is, like, you guys want to crunch here. But I think, like, probably what you want to do off Ting's contact there is, like, they don't know for sure that you're, like, still close to B main. Like, Ting gets that kill and they're kind of freaking out. So I feel like you probably want to kind of play off that pressure and not give any info, because, like, if Ting gets that kill and then Loki just chills for a sec, I don't know what Ting was calling here, but, like, if Ting gets that kill and then just kind of tucks into this, like, this CT cave area, like, I don't know. I also don't know if you guys have info on where 4 is, but I think you should just play this a little bit slower and just like let it be uncomfortable. Like Ting being in this spot is like really uncomfortable for the CTs and they have to react to it. So instead of you trying to like make a bunch of noise and just swing out and make a play here, it's probably better for you to play a little bit slower and kind of like play off of like the CT side's like discomfort and the fact that they're like worried about, you know, where Ting is at, and try and use that to like catch someone in rotation. Like I think it's me sitting on this pillar. Like at some point I'm either going to have to like get to a slightly safer angle, you know, like backside somewhere, or I might have to clear B main just cause like we know where Ting is at. So I don't know. I think you can play a little bit slower there and just kind of try and catch one of us making a mistake. It's probably a better way to play it. Let's go back to genderless plug. You guys are doing an A rush here, I guess. Okay, good movement getting down there without making noise. And yeah, this is just another strat room. Like, you guys are just out here making noise, and it's like, we're all just rotating in. So I don't think the strat is very sound, but that's the thing is, like, the way your team is playing this is just putting you in a lot of, like, disadvantageous positions, I feel. So you spot the guy crossing mid there. So 8 is going back to clear it. And you guys are walking to E-box here as 2, or as 3. I think you guys are just taking way too long here, which again, isn't really your fault. But yeah, you should not be pulling out a molly there. You should never be pulling out a molly there. You guys have not cleared anything on site. Like, there could be a guy on that angle that you just peeked. At this point, there could be a guy pushed into B main. Like, you guys don't have B main control. Like, you have to be worried about a lot of angles that have not been cleared. Like, yeah, like, who is that? Yeah, like, Ting has not even cleared backside yet, and you're already pulling out a molly, which is just, like, you guys just need to keep your gun out and just fully clear the site here. Which, like, you don't get punished for it in this instance. Like, you guys get the trade. And then, yeah, you are worried about B main now, which is really good. Okay, and what happens here? So, immediately, I would say, like, don't nade there. I like a lot of players, this happens when you're in like a clutch situation. You just want to like dump your util, but it's like throwing that nade tells us where you are, which you do immediately reposition. But again, you throw this flash and we know like, okay, you have to be on the pillar. Like there's nowhere else you can be. And you're also just like you're just kind of waiting for us to come into you, which isn't great. Like in that situation, you probably want to be quiet. I want to watch. Let's go back another 15. Yeah, like in this situation, we know that you were there somewhere. Like we saw you taking the site with them. So at this point, we know that you have to be somewhere in B, but like you could be E-box. You do have a timing to be across into B main potentially based on where we are. I guess you don't know that we're not coming B main, so it's maybe a good play for you to just play like backside or E-box here, just because like that's what you guys know for sure. You never really had B control or even control of like top mid. So this is a perfectly fine place for you to play, but you just immediately throw that grenade and reveal exactly where you are. And then you're just playing like a very kind of exposed position. Like you're going to get swung from both sides. This flash is like, it's not a bad flash, but I would say like much better idea here is either play into E-box or like play closer to temple and like look for one of these 1v1s. Like it's better for you to try and take a fight here and get a 1v1 than like let us get up on you. Because even if you kill me there, like my teammate is already like, you've given us enough space that the teammate is going to be able to swing and trade you pretty quickly. Like you're just a little slow taking that fight and you just telegraph where you are a little bit too much. I don't think that was played horribly, but like you do eventually go looking for the fight. It's just like a little bit too late, and we know where you are at that point. And yeah, not really. That's not really your fault. It's just one of those rounds. You guys go for the B rush and just get spammed. It happens. So you're going mid now. Nothing wrong here. Let's take a fine molly to throw. Great crosshair placement. I would be a little scared of spamming the smoke on like 10 HP, but that's up to you. And then they know that you were middle, and yeah, you just get just a kind of an unfortunate timing there. Oh, why is it MR15? Oh, what the fuck? I would say buying grenade over flashbang is probably not very, or grenade over smoke is probably not good unless you have a really specific idea of how you're going to use it. You're jumping in front of your teammate's spray. That's not good. Does that nade actually land? Where does that land? I don't think that nade really did anything. Let's see. Where does that grenade land? Should be throwing it like right about now. Yeah, that grenade's not doing anything. You need to, if you're gonna throw that, you need to like jump throw it, bounce it, so it gets more elevation. Or just use it in a different way. Nothing wrong with the mechanics there. I think it's just another round where you guys just don't really know what you're doing. I think like your peak there is completely fine. You just lost the gunfight. Okay. Yeah, I would say priority of utility should be flash and smoke first. And yeah, that's, I mean, yeah, that, the initial peak is fine there for sure, but like look at this from, like just watch this from the perspective of someone in E-box, which it should be a little higher, but like, alright, you take this initial fight, and then look at, like that's the easiest like swing and like pre-fire ever for someone. You're just like standing in the open and just like tapping. Like it's so easy for someone to just wide swing and kill you there. I would say that that's probably not good. Like if you're gonna hold that angle, I would not tap fire it like that. Like you're not really getting any value out of tap firing. You're just kind of just telegraphing where you are. Spray's a little messy. You're a little out in the open. If you're gonna scale, you usually want to scale up this right side, just because you get a little bit more cover. Or if you're gonna hold, you should hold from behind the pillar probably. Just because if you're scaling up this side, you have a little bit more of an option of like swinging out and taking the fight. Whereas like if you're scaling up on the left side, you're already fully committed, and like if you need to get out of the fight for some reason, you have to walk back over to cover. It's just a little bit safer to scale on the right side. You guys are coming out. Yeah. The way you're taking those fights is completely fine. It's honestly great. Good job of like, your spacing here makes a lot of sense. You let your teammate kind of go out wide. You're playing a little bit closer. Let them clear. Yeah. Yeah. Great spacing there. And then I guess the bomb is down A, so you guys need to come back over here and clear. Oh, I fucking remember this round actually. I almost win this. Let's see. Yeah, you're a little bit as you're coming. I don't know if you guys necessarily had info that I was still in a main. I think you probably did actually. Let's go back. Okay, so you just know that I was A somewhere. You don't know for sure that I'm in A main right now. Like, good job clearing heaven, but like as you're coming out here, like you're really opening yourself up to like these angles here. Like there is an angle over here in the corner as well. Like holding the pillar is fine there because it's not necessarily perfectly mollied, but you have to be worried about this backside angle. Like someone can tuck there. Okay, but now you know where I am. So how do you play this? So your teammate's going wide behind you. You swing as well. So your teammate is still holding, like trying to fight this, which I don't love. Yeah, that, I mean, you just get punished. Like, if you're gonna flash, you can like throw a flash here to kind of like bounce, especially if your teammate's like trying to play here and take this fight. Like, you should throw a flash that's gonna bounce over here. I guess the idea there is you're trying to throw a flash that pops behind your teammate so they can swing, but like you don't know how wide I am necessarily out A main. Like I could, you know, the A main guy, it's me in this case, like could be holding like this angle, could be holding here. So like if your teammate wants to swing, you should throw a flash that's going to pop a little bit more over here, and like your teammate should just know like, okay, I need to turn for a split second and then swing. And yeah, just jumping there is like just a completely unnecessary opening that you're giving. And then yeah, I'll choke this. I'm like trying to pick up a gun, and I just fucking fumbled the defuse. But okay, like the initial take on B there was completely fine for sure. Yeah, I mean, shooting is good there. Like, you are peeking in a way where you're a little bit overexposed. Like, again, like, as you're kind of taking these B main fights, you don't really want to stop in this doorway. Like, you want to get through this choke point. Like, you see this guy, you don't need to be peeking all the way out to the left to, like, continue taking this fight. You can be a little bit closer to this left wall so you're not exposing yourself to these backside angles as well. Like, once you're this far out, I mean, it's just kind of like you're already committed to the fight. But like if you're going to take a really intentional fight on this angle, you want to be playing here so you're not fully exposing yourself to like, I really hope my mouse is showing up on OBS actually. You want to be playing kind of on this right wall so you can take this direct angle, you know, kind of towards temple, towards this backside angle, and then come out and sort of be fighting here. Like once you're fully exposed like that like you want to expose yourself to those backside angles when you're ready to like fully commit to those fights and like clear and actually scale. Yeah, I don't know, good shot there though. You peek in a way that's like a little bit overexposed, but you hit a nice shot for sure. I have to reach under this plug. You hear them planting. You're here to fight with your teammate, which is great. Fight's a little messy. Grid awareness to be worried about them coming through that smoke, because you know he's in there somewhere. And yeah, goofy ass around. You probably want to be buying helmet here, just because like it's very unlikely. You know, like we did get the plant, so we get a little bit of extra money, but like we're still mostly going to be on Mac 10s and Galils and shit, which, you know, if you have helmet, won't one-shot headshot you, but if you do have helmet, wait, what did I say? If you don't have a helmet, these guns will one-tap you to the head. Like the Mac 10 from far away, not really, but like the Galil, yes. But if you have helmet, they're going to dink you. So like on these rounds where you know T-side is saving or is like just on a light buy like this, you want to be buying helmet for sure. B main smoke is fine. You guys don't really have anyone playing in E-box, which isn't great here. I don't know. Yeah, you should not be... Actually, you know what? Maybe there was a call that everyone was mid. Actually, that might be totally fine. Yeah, there's probably a call that everyone's mid here. I saw you come out, like, pre-aiming those, which I'm like, if you're coming out, you should be looking where people can actually be. Like, they can't peek you from those windows. But there was probably a call there that everyone was mid, so not the end of the world. Yeah, peaks are good. You're scaling with your team. Good awareness that this guy can be in the smoke somewhere. You know where he is now. You're going a little wide on that fight. Or it's just... Oh my god. I forgot about this fucking round. Dude, this game is so goofy. Yeah, look at this from Levels POV. Like you're giving Level the fight when, like, you should be letting him come to you. Like, the bomb is planted for like the bomb is planted in a way where he's gonna have to peek out to you, and like he doesn't have a great angle to even fight into the bomb site from there, like where it's planted. Like he has to come pretty far forward and expose himself to a lot. So like, yeah, I think it's way better if you are like playing a little bit closer on the cake here and just take a timing peek rather than just like I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to defend your teammate. And you guys do end up winning the round, but it's just like you're swinging so wide here and giving him this 1v1 when you should be making him like come a little closer and like expose himself and make the fight a little bit more uncomfortable for him, because he has to come to you at this point. I mean, the peek isn't bad. You're like a little shaky, but the peek isn't bad. He just hits a nice shot on you, but you just make the fight a little bit easier for him than you need to. You have armor here, actually, so you're not going to get aim punched, but you're just a little overexposed there. Nothing wrong with that peek. You just have a lesser gun. You miss the first shot. Happens. I would say in that situation, you maybe want to, like, you are a little exposed. You maybe want to just stay in E-box and kind of play on, like if you play behind this, you get, like, not fully a headshot angle, but instead of, like, coming out here and playing a little bit wider and more exposed, like, maybe playing back here is a little bit safer. But also, like, I think it is probably fine for you to just want to take that fight. So, not the end of the world. Again, that's, like, a little bit of a nitpick and just kind of my personal opinion. Okay, so you guys are just going to push B main. Yeah, this is fine. Your crosshair placement's like a little all over the place, but it's not the end of the world. I don't think you guys really have info on where the rest of us are yet. You maybe think we're through middle. Yeah, I wish you were being maybe a little bit more intentional with your clears here, but also I guess it is just like an eco round and you guys are just trying to run us down, so. Let's see. I'm just gonna go through this. Yeah, you're going through the smoke there is fine. You're just not super ready for, like, you're not really aiming at anything. I mean, I guess part of that is just like you're going through a smoke and you maybe don't know where to look. But like you're not really looking towards sight or like E-box. You're just kind of like, yeah, you're going fully wide and just aren't ready for the backside guy. But you know, it's an eco round, so not the end of the world for sure. Okay, so, and then this is a round where you probably don't need to buy helmet, because like at this point we should mostly have AKs. Your B main smoke is going a little bit too shallow. Like, look at where this pops. Like, it's popping so shallow like this that, like, they can honestly, like, lurk through the side of it into pizza. And, like, they're low. Like, if someone lurks through the side of the smoke, they can low-key, like, fight this. Like, they're going to be a little bit exposed to backside, but they can, like, walk through the side of the smoke and get this fight without even having to worry about pillar or E-box, which isn't great. You want to throw your B main smoke a little bit deeper for sure. Okay. And I think you're standing a little bit in the open here when you're taking this fight. Like, you're peeking a little bit too wide. But, yeah. That's, like, again, a bit of a nitpick. And then you start scaling down, which I think is good. When you get flashed there, like, yeah, let's watch this from... I think a big theme here that I'm seeing for you is, like... Let me pause it. Who's going to kill you here? Is it me? I guess it's me. It's a bad flash by me. It's a useless flash. But yeah, like, let's watch this in slow motion. Just like... Yeah, like, I jiggle and I spot you on the jiggle, and then you're just standing in the exact same spot, and it's pretty easy for me to come out and just know exactly where you are. Yeah, it's a hard spot. Like, scaling down canal like that is just really scary. But I would say it's maybe better for you to, like, stay in the water, like, here. And then this just gives you a little bit more room to move around. Like, if you're, like, back here when this fight happens, like, you're just wider and there's more room for you to move around, and it just makes the fight a little bit more ambiguous for me. It's like, as soon as you get spotted here, even though you don't have a lot of room to move, you should be taking some kind of strafe here, just so I can't, like, re-peek and know, like, just, you know, be pre-aiming exactly where you were just standing. And it's also something where if you're going to scale canal like that, you on like a full buy round, you probably want to have someone helping you from A main. Otherwise, you're just kind of like solo walking out by yourself. And that's like, if the T's are in A main or they're coming down the stairs, like of course they're going to look at canal. Like you're not really going to surprise anyone or shoot them in the back. Like CT aggression is definitely very important on this map, but you need to be doing it in a coordinated way with your team. You are opening yourself to getting killed there. If we go back a little bit, you're a little too wide on that angle to throw that flash. Like, look, there's just like someone can see you there. Also, like playing pizza, like that. Pizza's a fine angle, especially when you're playing with the MP9. But you want to have someone controlling E-box for you if you're going to be playing there. And then, yeah, I don't know why you're swinging. I mean, I guess you just swung for info, so that's not terrible. And then going into E-box here. Actually, you know, this is fine. You started the round out in kind of a weird way, but this is a good adjustment for sure. I would not peek this though. I mean, you spot the opper, and you should never be re-peeking this. Like, you collected good info here. A little bit, like, the way you're peeking into B main, like, if someone's playing close, you are probably dying there. But I think you kind of realized that that wasn't a good play, and you readjust into E-box, which is great. That's a great adjustment. So this smoke is coming in. Oh, I remember this round. That's insane. Yeah. That's just a brutal timing. I don't know that there's a lot you can do there. I guess, like, as the E-box smoke comes in, which makes it seem like no one's going to be coming E-box, so I don't know. This is like I think there's not really a better way you could have played this. Like, going to go through that smoke is a good idea. There is a thing of, like, you have two teammates in the site. Yeah, we're also just playing this round in a really fucking stupid way, to be honest. So I don't know. I don't think you did anything super wrong there. Other than, like, start of the round was a little weird, but I mean, it's an eco. You can do some stupid shit. I would personally say, like, it's a better idea for you guys to maybe play some kind of crossfire and not be swinging out. But I mean, you guys are full saving, so I'm not gonna nitpick this one. Oh, wait. Playing mid, no util. It's kind of a scary, like. If you're gonna peek for info there, you should peek. You're peeking really wide. You should peek a little bit closer. And then, yeah, I don't know. You're like, the way you peek that, you're like not even ready for that guy to be there, which is not great. Like, watch how you peek this. You're gonna. Actually, yeah, I don't know. I think you do. Yeah, I'm nitpicking a little bit. I think that's pretty much fine. Like, I would say if you are gonna peek that, you should probably have your teammate close with you, because like you very easily could have died there. And just jiggling this is perfectly fine. You guys gonna walk back up together? I don't love the solo dry re-clear. Maybe you had some info. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that round's not terrible. You just don't have a lot to work with. That's not a bad flash. It's just, like, really telegraphed. And then, yeah, you're just fully. Someone could just swing you and kill you while you're throwing this grenade. Like, if you're going to bounce the smoke off this wall, you can just back up a little bit so you're not exposed and just bounce it off the wall and get it to land in the same place but not be, like, open getting killed. Like, you don't get punished for it here. But yeah. And good rotate here. That's not a bad molly. Like, you can bounce it off the pillar and it'll land in a slightly better spot. And then you're just standing in the open with a grenade out. There's so many rounds where you're just like standing in the open with a grenade out, just not ready to get peeked. Like, let's look at this from my point of view. Like what this peek looks like for me. Yeah, like that's just, I mean, you're just, like you can play closer on this wall, you can play camera. You even had a bit of a timing to jump down into the site, although that would be kind of insane. Or even like, I guess you maybe don't want to cross here because you have a teammate playing right here, but like you should probably just commit to this fight on this wall, but you're just fully in the open, and like your teammate on plat just died. It's just like, it's not the right time to be pulling out a grenade. You just want to have your gun out there, just be like playing on an actual angle. Fucking Dan. Okay, so let's see. What are you gonna do here? You're playing mid now. Yeah, again, like the terrorists have a timing to just swing there and kill you with an AWP or just shoot you in the head. And this grenade is gonna do essentially nothing. Like, you already threw this molly, so you should know they, like, you would hear them if they were close enough for this grenade to actually do any damage. Alright, your teammate's getting contact B, so you're just gonna rotate back. Honestly, good to continue to rotate. Yeah, I mean, that spray's kind of rough. That's just one of those ones where you're like, again, there's so many moments where you're peeking and you're just fully, like, not ready for someone to be on your screen. Which, to be granted, I'm in like a weird ass position there. But like, yeah, I don't know. You're just not really, it seems like you're just not ready for someone to be there. It's like, you should know that we're pretty deep into the site at that point. And just probably be ready for someone to be closer to you. And again, like, you can throw that exact same molly, but just do it in a much safer way. I guess I'll show some grenades for this. These are fine. Exactly, you can throw that smoke. That's completely fine. And I don't know, if I were you, I would be spamming here. I would be showing a little bit of presence. Don't know how I feel about blowing the smoke, because the odds of someone just like standing behind that smoke just completely in the open there are pretty slim. Like, yeah, I think that's a bit of a waste of your grenade, probably. And yeah, that was like, I think if you're already that far back into middle, you should probably just commit to the rotate through temple. But again, that's a bit of a nitpick. Let's see. Yeah, I would be throwing, just personally off that Tech 9 spam, I would be throwing the molly a little bit closer. And like running up mid here when you know we're on a shit buy is just not a good idea. Like, you hear that we're on Tech 9s, like, again, this is one of those things where like you should just be holding back, playing that long angle like with the rifle. And I don't think you guys have info to know where all of us are here. Maybe you do. Okay, I mean, yeah, just, you're exposing yourself a lot in the middle here with the way you're throwing these grenades. Okay, better way to throw that smoke for sure. But then you're just like, you're just fully peeking with, like, you're peeking without your gun actually pulled all the way out. You throw the smoke, which is great. And then, yeah, you just peek and you're just not ready for someone to be on your screen. Okay, way you're clearing this is fine. A bit of a lazy clear there. I don't know. You, like, didn't fully clear A main, and then, like, it's very, very possible in that scenario that, like, you didn't do like a deep clear of A main there, right? Like, you're doing like a really, really quick check. But like, there can be someone like you know, like if you saw the way that you cleared this, there could be a guy right here who could just, you know, instantly start walking up on you, which like at this point in the round you should be aware is a possibility. Like you don't get super punished for it, but I think we do just end up walking out into sight here, right? That was a bit more, like you're a little bit more ready for someone to be on your screen there. That flash is doing nothing. That's just way too high. And then yeah, like we just walked out A. Like I don't know what info your team was giving you there, but like you did not full clear A main at all. You guys just have to be a little bit more ready for them to be coming out A, which like Lucency did go back, but you just kind of left a bit of a gap. It was unnecessary. I don't know what I'm doing there. Great kills. I don't know about sticking there. Like, you guys have so much time. I don't know. Maybe you guys have info that like 4 players are back A. Like 3 dies canal. Okay, so your team is probably calling like, oh, they're way far back. So you maybe think that you have time to stick here. So I don't know. I don't necessarily fault you for this. But if you are going to go for the stick, I think you should just be like running straight to the bomb. Maybe you don't know where it is. But yeah, that's a situation where it's like, you guys have so much time. I think this is probably just like your team called that they were farther back than we actually were. Last round here. You do have a full buy. Yeah, you're just peeking and you're just completely not ready for someone to be on your screen. And then you're dry swinging into an op. Which, like, luckily the opper backed off and you don't get punished for it, but... I mean, that's actually a really nice shoulder peek there to get info. I think that's, like, a little bit scary. Because, like, you don't really get anything out of baiting that shot out, right? Like, you're not able to take space off that, so you are just kind of taking an unnecessary risk. Like, you saw the opper there, like, 10 seconds ago, so I don't think it really gives you much to, like, re-clear... Not clear him, but just peek and know he's there. And now, like... Okay, your teammate gets that kill. It's good for you to move here. And then you hear someone below you. Yeah. You just have to be a little bit more ready for someone to be under you there, I think. Let's go back and see that from my POV. Like, what even happens here? I don't remember. Yeah, like you got to be a little bit more intentional with the peak there, I think. And then we end up winning off this. Okay. So what are we thinking about here? Yeah, I think I'm mainly just gonna show you grenades. So like, start with like B main smoke. Like,
Throwing smoke.
you probably want to throw something a little bit more like this, because like the other smokes you were throwing were like landing here, and like any terrorist that's like kind of smart is gonna be able to like walk through this smoke and just, you know, they get like this fight for free, and then they can clear here. Like this is like this smoke that I just threw, and this is pretty similar to the ones that you were throwing. Like this is actually a smoke that like teams, like T-side teams will throw to like lurk through. So you definitely want your B main smoke to be landing a little bit deeper. It's also like if you throw it, if you get it that deep, then you can like come through and hop up on this ledge behind it and take that fight, which, you know, can be a good thing to do every now and then. Kind of catch people off guard. As far as E-box goes, so the timing, if you're playing CT side, the timing for like a terrorist who's just like fully rushing with the best spawn to actually get to like right here is going to be at 1 minute 43 in the round. So you want to be either like throwing a molly like this, like 130, 143, 144, and kind of bouncing it so it lands a little bit deep, or like smoking off here. Like smoking like this can be good. You can spam through it. A lot of times terrorists will throw this as well. You you can actually break it if you throw a nade like this, and then you can fight there. So that's a good option. Throwing a flash like that is also a good idea. Like, it's a little bit telegraphed because, you know, they're gonna hear it for sure. But if that's smoked and then you flash like that, like, you know, that's gonna blind them pretty good. It'll come down like that. There's also like a flash that you can throw. I think it's like this. Well, that's not good. But, I mean, that is like, you can throw a pop flash like that. There's a better lineup where it lands behind that and it doesn't even blind you. But, like, something like this. And then peek with that. That'll be good. Like that's going to full white someone who's scaling. So that's a good option. But, yeah, terrace will always beat you to this angle. The best terrace spawn beats you here. So, like, if you're going to be... Another thing you can do is, like, if you know you want to take this fight, you can... If you hold left click and right click on your mouse, as you're kind of running like this, you can bounce this flash and swing with it. And, like, this is a great flash because, like, as this terrace is coming here, like, it's gonna be popping, like, kind of as they're swinging. Like, they get here a little bit before you, but that's a great flash to kind of throw as you're running down if you know you want to take that peek. But yeah, you want to be a little bit more intentional with it. Like, you don't want to be all the way out here exposing yourself to both sides. Like, you want to be really tight like that. And then you can kind of come out a little bit further if you want. But, like, sometimes you were peeking out and you were, like, exposing yourself to all this over here too. You want to make sure that you're playing, like, really exact and taking that fight really tight. And yeah, keeping control of E-box is really good and important. Let's come over to mid. If you want to throw, like, a mid molly or smoke, just kind of as you're running up, just aim and bounce it off the orange wall there. Look at it, like, right here. You can throw a smoke in the exact same way. And it'll pop, like, right about here. Actually, you probably want it to bounce a little bit deeper. Something like this, so that the option for you to kind of come here is good. Or you can throw it shallower. Like, throwing it shallower also means the window's obscured, and then maybe you have an option to sort of walk through the smoke on a timing, and they can't really see you cross. So, you know, those are things to consider for sure. A good mid flash is, like, you can flash like this. So basically just come anywhere on this wall and just kind of aim, like, oh, you want to aim higher than that. You want to aim at this corner up here. And that gets pretty much anyone in mid. It's not super telegraphed. It's not bouncing off anything. So that's a really good flash to throw. There's another flash you can throw that's, like, right here. That's like a jump throw. Like, you can throw that. I don't think I threw it exactly right. I think you aim right here and then jump. And then, like, that bounces here, so you can peek out with that and it's not going to blind you. Like, I rethrow it. Yeah, I guess the way you throw it, sometimes it'll pop and blind you for, like, a second, but that's, like, a great pop flash that's going to own basically anyone scaling in mid. So those are all good ways to throw. And yeah, like, the best CT spawn will basically meet the T, like, right here. I think technically the terrace spawn gets here, like, a tiny bit faster than the CT. Yeah, I think most rounds starting mid on a default, you want to smoke or molly if you're expecting a rush. And just kind of block, use your nade. Like, you kind of used it to blow the smoke. A good option if this is smoked is to just sort of nade towards this right side here, because there's a lot of grenade lineups from, like, right here. So that'll, you know, that gets you a lot of damage. Or, like, if you want to come into mid early and just, like, literally nade like that insta, like, there's a good chance you're going to catch an AWPer or someone, like, swinging here. So these are both good grenades to throw. If you want to take mid on T side, there's a bunch of lineups for, like, top mid. The one I throw is like this. There are definitely better lineups than this. And you even want to maybe aim a little bit more to the left, like here. Yeah, this is not the best lineup for sure. There are faster ones and ones that land a little bit deeper and a little bit cleaner. But that's a good one to throw. This is a good flash to throw, because this will, if you smoke mid house and then throw that flash, like, this is going to blind anyone playing out here. Obviously, if they're playing really tight on the door, it's not going to get them, but anyone who's, like, playing out in this corner, kind of playing on this wall, that'll flash them. So that's a good flash to throw as your team is scaling, because also, like, it pops up there and it's not going to blind your team. You know, terrace will, or CTs will usually smoke like this. So a good molly is like, if you come here, kind of line up with this sort of thing, you want to aim, let me no clip, you want to aim at the corner of this. So like, you line up here, sometimes if the smoke is deep, you have to jump, figure out where your crosshair goes, and molly like that. I'm throwing CT molly. If you're throwing terrace molly, it's going to spread further, so it will actually cover this whole thing, and really the only place they can stand is like, actually let me just switch teams, I'll show you. Yeah, like this is smoked or whatever. You line up here, aim at the corner of that. Yeah, this is going to fully spread and clear all this. And really the only place they can stand is like right here. So like if you think they might be standing there with like an MP9 or something, like a really good combo is, you know, this molly, and then if this is smoked, just kind of nading like that. And you will fucking farm utility damage doing that. And then with like the top like house smoke, like that's a really good early util set you can throw. And then kind of scale with your team, get up here. And then like on it, sometimes you can even like lurk through this and like play, you know, like you walk through and you're not exposed to that camera angle, so you can play like this, kind of take this fight. Depends on how you throw this smoke, like sometimes this is a good lurk to do. But yeah. And then like taking E-box, you can come here, it's this corner, and then let me buy op so I can zoom in on it. Like there's sort of this thing, and then this blue spot below it, you want to aim at the like the point of the blue spot, or this blue triangle basically. Actually no, actually I guess I aim more like, I aim like right here actually, where these kind of crisscross. So let's throw that. And that will come down and block off E-box. And it lands deep enough, like they can kind of walk through on this side, but it's pretty exposed. It's not really going to give them a one-way. So that's a good smoke to throw, and then you can use that to scale up canal, right? Like once that's smoked, you can kind of scale up this side. And then once this smoke fades, which like hopefully it'll do that in a second, you kind of bounce a molly like this. That'll basically full clear E-box. You can pair that with like a similar flash, kind of like this. You probably want to throw that a little higher. These are not good flashes actually, but something like that. You can clear out E-box that way, and that smoke allows you to scale a little bit easier. And yeah, you as a terrorist, you do get to this angle early, and you can actually even cross to here, like right before they peek you. So you can even like come here, wait for a sec, and then take a peek there, and they might not be totally ready for you. I think that's all I need to show you.